Hello, Professor Jody. I'm Anna. So I'm ready to do my assessment, and I just want to make sure that you take a look at the room. This is my friend Tanya.
Hello.
And this is the room we're going to be using. This is my dining room. So just kind of walking around, making sure that you see everything. And just want to show you here what I have. I have a BMI table on the table so that I can tell you her BMI. I have a alcohol swab, alcohol thing, tongue blade, tuning fork, light, a pin light, and a stethoscope. And here's my friend Tanya. Just trying to see, it's kind of hard to do it like this. So, and this is me again. So let me try to put it in a good position here that you can see. That's pretty good. Okay, so we're ready to start. So we start by washing my hands. Introduce myself. Hi, my name is Anna and I'm going to be your nurse today. How are you?
Good.
And what is your name?
Tanya Silvera.
Tanya, what are you here for, Tanya? What are you doing today?
I'm here to do a physical for school.
Okay. Very good, physical for school. So next, so Tanya, we're just going to do a quick but very efficient assessment. And I'm just going to be asking you a few questions. It shouldn't take too long. And I'll tell you 3 words right now and try to remember them, okay? Green, tree, and flower, okay? So next I would assess for her hygiene, what she's wearing. I would assess for memory, attention, and also speech pattern while she's answering the questions. So Tanya, do you remember those 3 words that I told you about?
Yes, it's green, tree, and flower.
Very good. Okay, so next I will go ahead and do vital signs. I will take her height and weight and calculate the BMI, which I already did. Her BMI is 32, her weight is 180, and height 5'3". So here's her BMI. And next I will take her temperature, blood pressure, respirations, pulse oximetry, and also I'll ask her if she had any pain. And if she had any, I would ask from 0 to 10, how much pain do you have? But Tanya, do you have any pain?
No.
No pain. Very good. So I would, of course, document and record all the vital signs. Next, we would start with the head, with the scalp. I will look at hair texture, hair distribution, any masses, any nodules, anything that looks out of the ordinary, any tender area, anything shape, size, anything that looks out of the ordinary. And next I would palpate her frontal sinuses for any tender areas, any redness, changes in temperature. Then I'll go to her maxillary sinuses, again looking for tender areas. Does it hurt, Tanya? I think that's good. Then I would move to the lymph nodes, and I would start with the occipital, then post-auricular, preauricular, tonsillar, submandibular, submental. I'm trying to turn to the side a little bit. Then I would do posterior cervical, anterior cervical, and supraclavicular, right over here. Okay, very good, Tanya, thank you. Then next, I would go to her eyes, and I will look at eyebrows, eyelids, hair distribution, any sign of discharge, redness, puffiness, any masses, anything that looks out of the ordinary. Then I would do perla with the pin light. Make sure that her pupils are equal and round and reactive to light in accommodation. So if you can look at. Very good. Next I would do check for extraocular movements with the 6 cardinal positions. The X. Can you look at this? Very good. And then the line in the middle of the X. So with the extraocular movements, I'll be checking for cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6. Cranial nerve 3 would be oculomotor. Cranial nerve 4 would be trochlear, and cranial nerve 6 would be abducens. And then I would be checking for confrontation. I would come in the back. And Tanya, tell me when you can see my hands, okay? Okay, there you go, so she can see my hands over here, and it should be at 90 degrees. So that's very good, and I'll be checking for cranial nerve 2 optic. Next, we would be doing the ears. I will be checking for, the external integrity of the skin, color, texture, any discharge coming out, the external ear canal. Make sure there are no nodules, no change in temperature, no tender areas, no red areas. Then I would do the finger rub, the finger rub. The finger rub, I would plug this ear. Can you get this okay?
Yes.
And then this one here, can you get this one okay?
Yes.
Okay, then I would be checking for cranial nerve 8, acoustic. And next I will be checking for lateralization, that's the Weber test. And Tanya, I'll put this on top of your head and you tell me if you hear it in both ears or if you hear in one more than the other, okay? So I will tap it, put it on top of her head.
I can hear both ears.
She can hear both ears, so lateralization, it's good. She can hear both ears equally, so that's what we want. And next I will do the Rene test. And I'll put it over here, Tanya, at the back of your ear, and you tell me when you can no longer hear it, okay? And then I'll put it on the side, and then you tell me if you can hear it again, and then if you can no longer hear it. Okay, so I will tap it again, put it over here on the mastoid bone.
Okay, well, I can't hear it no more. Oh, now I can hear it. Now I can't hear it no more.
Okay, very good. And then do the other side, same thing.
Can't hear it anymore. Hear it, can't hear it anymore.
Okay, very good. So next we would go to the nose. Make sure that the nasal septum is intact, nasal passages, nasal membrane, looking for texture, color, redness, nodules, changes in temperature, if it's dry, if it's moist. So make sure that everything looks good. And I would do the alcohol swab test, make sure that she can smell it okay, and that's cranial nerve 1 olfactory. So Tanya, close your eyes please. Tell me if you can smell the smell of alcohol here.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Next we would go from the nose to the mouth. So the mouth is, I would start by looking at the lips, in color, any cyanoses, any excoriations, anything red around the ear. So Tanya, please open your mouth. And I'll be looking at the throat, and I'll be looking at hard palate, soft palate, pharynx. Make sure that there's, looking at the tongue also, make sure that there are no white patches, hairy tongue, nodules, masses, redness, anything bleeding. Make sure that we look at her teeth also, that they also don't have any sensitive areas like gingivitis and anything like that. So then I would be looking for cranial nerve for the tongue, and make sure that it's midline and no protrusions or anything. Cranial nerve hypoglossal, number 12. So Tanya, can you go like this for me? Put your cheek against put your tongue against your cheek. Very good. And then we'll also be checking for the gag reflex. I would get the tongue blade, and I would put in there, and then she would say, get So I'm checking for the gag reflex, make sure that it's there, and those will be cranial nerve 9 and 10, glossopharyngeal, and also vagus nerve. Then I would go to, and also to check for taste, would be, cranial nerve 7 facial, and also, like I said, hypoglossal 12, and glossopharyngeal 9. And then we'll go look at her head and her face, make sure that everything is symmetric and everything works, in both sides. I will look at her smile, frown, puffed cheeks. Very good, masseter, TMJ, making sure that everything is there. And also, I would do, and I already did the tongue against the cheek, which is cranial, it's hypoglossal. also feeling nerve 12. Okay, then after the mouth, we'll be doing the neck. In the neck, I will be looking at her trachea. I'll be looking at the skin first, of course. Make sure there are no cuts, no excoriations, no redness, no nodules or masses or anything. And I'll be looking at her trachea, make sure that it is midline, there's no deviation. And I'll also be checking her thyroid. Tanya, can you please flex your neck for me? So I'll be checking, and please swallow. Very good, so I can feel a trachea. It's not too, I cannot feel it too much, which would not be a good thing. And also, I will check for cranial nerve 11, spinal accessory. She would do a shoulder shrug. She would do a shrug for me, Tanya, and I would pressing it down, checking her trapezius muscle, sternocleidomastoid muscles, make sure that she has a strength on her shoulders. The next, we would go to the lungs and chest. And first, I would look, let's pretend she has a gown, we'll be looking at the skin for any nodules, masses, excoriations, redness, tender areas, cuts, bruises, anything that, of course, would be out of the ordinary. Then, after that, I would look for her anterior-posterior diameter, which is over here on the side, and also her transverse diameter, which would be over here at the front. And the front diameter should be larger than the posterior anterior diameter. Then I will do fremitus. Tanya, can you check for fremitus, which is 99, and it tells me about the vibration, conduction on her lungs. And I will put the hands back here, and I'll kind of do like this with the skin a little bit, pinch the skin a little bit. And Tanya, can you please take a deep breath for me? Okay, very good. That's fremitus. Then we would do percussion. Then we would do chest. So fremitus, I'm getting confused. Fremitus is when you start and she says 99 and you go to the 6 positions. So Tanya, please say 99.
99, 99, 99. 99.
Okay, so that's fremitus. Now we're gonna check for chest expansion, and we can do 6. We can do down here, and I'll pinch the skin a little bit. And Tanya, would you please take a deep breath for me? Okay, that's the posterior lung expansion. Tanya, would you please turn around and lie down a little bit. I'm gonna do the anterior chest expansion. We put the hands over here, right a little below her chest. Tanya, could you please take a deep breath for me? Very good. Okay, Tanya, come out. Very good. The next, you can turn around. I would percuss. Percuss, make sure there's no, is it dull? Is it like there's a liquid in there? What is going on when I percuss? What kind of sound do I hear? So you percuss with these fingers and you go in the 6 positions. 1. So you do the percussion. Then you would finally hear the breath sounds on the back. You can do 8 positions on the back. So Tanya, please take a deep breath for me. Another deep breath. Another deep breath. And then 7 and 8. And then at the front, turn around, Tanya. From the anterior breath sounds, you can do in the 2 positions. You can do 2, but you can also, of course, always do more. 1. Okay, very good. And then at the end, I will wash my hands and say thank you very much, Tanya. So I think I got everything on the back. I did just going back to the chest, I did fremitus, anterior, posterior, percussion, fremitus, percussion, palpate, lung sounds. I think I did everything. Okay, thank you so much, Professor Jordan. I hope that I did okay. So thank you, and we'll see you soon.